Hi everyone, Mirna Mejia here. Today I'm going to talk a lot more about limiting beliefs, which is one of the concepts that I introduced in the last video when I introduced the gales that really sustain burnout and make recovery and healing quite challenging. So, just a quick recap. Gales stand for gremlins, assumptions, interpretations, and limiting beliefs. So, let's dive a lot deeper as to what we mean about limiting beliefs. So, limiting beliefs are thoughts, statements, stories, narratives about oneself, one's capability, and the world in general. We usually know when limiting beliefs are present when the pesky words should or shouldn't pop up, or can't, like I can't do this, and so forth. So, where do limiting beliefs come from? They come from a variety of sources. Sometimes they even start very early on during childhood, but certainly they can start in a workplace environment. Basically, if someone repeats something over and over, to me, a lot of times what's going to happen, we're going to start internalizing these statements as truths, right? Because if they're being repeated, then how could they not be true? However, limiting beliefs, just think of the word limiting, they really keep us pretty constricted. They narrow our perspective about what we can actually do in life, including how do we recover and heal from burnout. So, I'm going to give you a lot of examples of different types of limiting beliefs and how they can pop up in certain contexts. So, let's think about the topic of productivity and our self worth. Some examples of limiting beliefs can sound like my value is tied to how much I produce. If I slow down, I'll fall behind and it will be impossible for me to ever catch up. Rest is something that I have to earn. Otherwise, I will always feel guilty if I take a break. And lastly, I should be able to handle this. It shouldn't be this difficult. So, therefore, something is really wrong with me. The next set of limiting beliefs pertain to sense of control and perfectionism. So these beliefs can sound like if I make a mistake, that means I am an absolute failure. If I don't do it myself, it's just not going to get done right. And lastly, I need to stay on top of absolutely everything at all times. There are no exceptions, like ever. The next examples of limiting beliefs have to do with boundaries and people pleasing. Examples can sound like if I say no, I'm just going to disappoint other people. It's easier if I just do things myself. Other people's needs come before mine because if not, then I'm just selfish. And lastly, if I set boundaries, again, it just means that I am selfish and therefore I'm going to feel guilty about it. Next are limiting beliefs about our identity, including our career or professional identity. And these beliefs can sound like I've invested too much time, energy, money to change now. Or it could also sound like, well, this is just what success looks like. And lastly, if I stop pushing myself, I'm going to lose everything that I built thus far. We also have limiting beliefs about our own emotions. For example, it can sound like I just don't have the time to feel this. If I take a moment to pause to acknowledge and affirm and validate how I'm feeling, I mean, what good is that? I'm just wasting time. Another limiting belief could sound like I just need to push through. I need to be stronger. Or lastly, you know what? Other people have it way worse than I do. I should be more grateful and gracious, and I shouldn't be one to complain. And the last set of limiting beliefs have to do with our own self trust, our ability to really trust in our intuition. And these statements or rules can sound like, I can't trust myself to slow down because if I slow down, I know I'm going to procrastinate. I know I'm just going to be lazy and undisciplined. It can also sound like if I allow myself to take a break, I'm going to fall really behind and I'm never going to catch up. And lastly, I should be much stronger than this. What's wrong with me? So, these are just a few examples of limiting beliefs. So, barely scratching the surface here. As you probably have noticed, these again are very powerful, really constricting, at times destructive beliefs that, for the majority of times, they really have no factual basis to support them. So take a moment, reflect what really resonates for you. Think about if I continue believing all of these rules, these statements, these beliefs, how will it continue to impact my thinking process overall? How will it impact my feelings? And ultimately, how will it impact my decisions and the actions that I take to heal from burnout and move forward in life in a much healthier and kinder way? So, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll make sure to respond, or perhaps you want to learn a little bit more about limiting beliefs. So, again, just pose whatever questions, whatever else you want me to talk about, and make sure you subscribe. And I look forward to the next video, which will be on interpretations that help sustain burnout. See you soon. Thank you.